First, we'll be looking at the S&P 500 index, and what we have is the last 2 nights, right? There's a red bars happening. Okay, so the S&P 500 has been down for the past 2 days. Okay, so from what I see is that most likely it will not go into correction territory. Correction meaning more dropping more than 10%. So currently it's only like down like 2%. Okay, so as I've mentioned over the past 2 weeks video, right, last week and the week before, is that we have to expect that the market is going to pull back. All right, so now it's basically a start of the pullback. Now how it will go from here is there are many examples. No, it's like you can just go rally this way, come down for like 1-2 weeks, and then carry on rallying up, or you can do a small pullback like this. Okay, what you have did before that, which was like a 6% pullback, or you can do a correction, like this is a 10% correction, okay, which lasted like 2 months. Okay, so we really do not know what kind of formation it does, but based on such a shallow selling the past 2 nights, it's most likely going to be a pullback. Okay, so we just have to watch our position, because at this moment I don't think it's going to be a crash. Okay, a lot of people are talking about, hey, a crash is coming, but there isn't some big economic news that's coming up that's going to make this crash a reality. Okay, so we just have to stay put, and then just watch the news and monitor your position. What we have is this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay, so it has a similar movement as the S&P 500 index. Okay, past 2 days is down. And Nasdaq being a tech heavy index, basically the volatility is higher, and therefore the pullback seems to be a bit more. Okay, so so just do watch out, for so-called, we just have to see how deep the pullback will be. Okay, and looking at the futures, most likely it's going to be another down day tonight. All right, looking at the DAX, DAX is being red. The UK is having a very small little bar, so the future is also a small little bar for the US future. So most likely it's going to be another down tonight, so it might affect Asian markets tomorrow. Okay, so the Asian market, they are really being affected is mainly the Nikkei, Japanese market. Basically is the Japanese market has already been like flat over the past 1 month, or 1.5 months. So therefore it dropped quite significantly following the US. Hang Seng market also, mainly a lot of them are pegged with the US. Their Hong Kong dollars also pegged against the US dollar. So the drop is also a bit more significant. Okay, whereas the China market seems to be resilient. Okay, you can see today, despite selling happening, past 2 nights in the US and even in some of the Asia market like Japan, it's basically green. Okay, and Shanghai market also managed to rally up despite gapping down together. It managed to rally back up. So the Chinese market seems to be resilient in that sense. Okay, so I would say once the correction kind of like almost ending, China market might move off first. All right, looking at this. Okay, this is the Straits Times Index. Straits Times Index also similarly followed the US market, having this gap down from last night. Okay, so let me clear this so you can see. Alright, so okay, so what we have, basically the Straits Times Index has gapped down from last night, mainly because of the banks, the 3 banks. Okay, so the 3 banks had rallied a lot. Okay, and it's basically time for pullback. So as I've mentioned over the past few videos, the banks look strong, but it has a strong rally and it needed a rest. Okay, it needed a pullback. So a pullback is basically like a rest for them. Alright, so some of the other big cap stocks, you know, these besides the banks are the your SIA sets and all this that have a big drop. Okay, so later we'll go through some of them. Okay, so what are stocks to look out for? First will be not in order of which to trade first. Okay, this is Valuetronics. Okay, so mainly what I'm seeing, right, we all, as I've already mentioned, that the market is going through a pullback, you know, coming down. So as market is coming down, right, what we want to see is which stock did not drop. Okay, so this those stocks that did not drop, right, gives a kind of a stronger relative strength, you know, as compared to the market. Meaning to say, if the market starts to rally, these are the stocks will most likely rally first. Alright, so first up will be Valuetronics. Okay, so it's trading in a sideways movement. It's not affected by the market drop. Okay, so these are mainly the tech manufacturer. Okay, so the venture. Okay, this line here is somewhere the like a support region. Okay, so what we have, the venture, basically it gap down but rally back up. Okay, with some volume. Okay, so these are the stocks that you want to be on your watch list, no? When the market recovers, these are what you want to go in. This is UMS, very nice pattern. It sell down but recovered. Okay, so these are something also you want to take note or watch out for. Okay, for short time traders want to catch bottom, you can look at SIA. Okay, SIA has been dropping like kind of like in one straight line, no, consecutively, like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a rest, no, another 3 more days. So it's like down 7 days with 1 rest day. Okay, so with this kind of candlestick pattern coming out, right, there is a higher chance that it might rebound. Okay, but being the market weak, it might be a weak rebound. Okay, so I mean, if you're a short time trader trading intraday, these are stocks that you can look at to trade on a short time frame. Okay, so this is sets. Okay, so what we can see is like a crescendo kind of movement. You know, it's a small bar, small bar, small bar, and then it's getting bigger and bigger, and then now we have some buying back up. Okay, so meaning to say is very similar to SIA. Okay, is that there's a consecutive number of days of selling down, and there might be a higher chance of it to do a rebound. Okay, but do take note, as market is weak, rebound may be weak too. Okay, unless the US market like rebound back up, you know, rally and all this time, market become positive, then the rebound could be more. Okay, Hong Kong land also similarly, there's a sell down and it recovered, you know, staying above the 20-day moving average. Okay, so I would say that there's some resilience to against the market weakness, you know, meaning to say they are also relatively stronger than the market. Okay, so this is something that you can watch for. Mapletree Industrial, mainly is that it has done a very big drop, you know, this being the first wave, a second wave up, and then a third wave down. Okay, so with this, right, there is a very strong aggressive buying happening here in beginning of March, and then another wave of buying coming in the beginning of April. Okay, so meaning to say the buyers are in here. Okay, there's an accumulation happening here between the 250 260 area, and they are buying here in the 270 area. So meaning to say, when this were to come down, probably in this area, right, 260 to 265 to 270, it could be an accumulation point, all right, for this Mapletree Industrial. And do bear in note that they are announcing the results next week, 29th of April. So do take note. Whereas their counterpart, Maple today just came out news. I would say not bad. Their revenue increase, DPU increase, and all that. So, but despite that, it still kept down. Okay, so I think it's holding well. Okay, it's kept down due to market. All right, and despite the news being, I would say, positive. All right, this is Singtel. Okay, previously the past few videos I've mentioned about Singtel. Here being strong. Okay, seems like going to break out, and it took a breather. It kind of like fake people out. With this sell down, and then it did a massive 2 days run. Okay, so after this 2 days run, right, this red bar mainly is people are taking profit. Okay, so I would say the accumulation zone is roughly about 249 250 area, which I would say, if you were to test, I think it will be a good accumulation area. Okay, for those who do not have Singtel yet. Okay, so most clients that I know, they already accumulated somewhere at the 232 230 area around here. Which I mentioned that, hey, we can accumulate Singtel lah for the long term. Okay, so there are all these people are already sitting on profits. Okay, we just hold on to them. Okay, because it's most likely going to be turning up trend. All right, so it's already trading above the 20-day, 50-day, 200-day. 20-day and 50-day are turning up also. Okay, so I'm not too sure what's the bullishness in Singtel. Okay, do bear in mind that last year they had a major deal that they're going to do a joint venture with Grab. Okay, doing with some online banking in Singapore or such, and I mentioned the timeline should be a year. Okay, so most likely we are looking at the sometime in third quarter lah, should be. All right, so but do stay tuned, do watch out for the news. Okay, so there's also some news that Singtel is probably selling some assets to some Thailand businessman or something, so they could be maybe having some divestment happening soon. Okay, so this is Singtel, what is happening. Okay, Wilmar, as I mentioned, is still in a consolidation phase. I thought it's going to break out, but because of market weakness, it came back down. Okay, and then retest somewhere. This is the trend line. Okay, so testing the trend line and rallying back up, so I would say that is a positive sign. There are people accumulating in Wilmar. Okay, so you can watch out for this. Okay, do note that I've already mentioned many times that due to the printing of money, okay, we are probably into the commodities last phase of run, or bull run in the commodities sphere. Okay, so companies like Wilmar, Olam are the ones that is most likely going to benefit from this. Okay, so if all the commodities really take flight, this they will also follow suit. Okay, so this is Olam. Similarly, is still a strong pattern. Market weakness is also not having a big sell down on in Wilmar. Okay, so these are the two stocks that you can look at. So besides Singapore, Hong Kong counter, there's two I'm looking at to probably trade. Okay, so this is Geely Auto. Okay, Geely, after a nice, strong, tremendous run, it has kind of like pulled back quite steep. Okay, from the high here to the low here, about 48%. Okay, so it's quite a deep pullback, I would say, and it's quite good. All right, the main thing that I'm looking at is this. Okay, the past few days, right, or past 1 week, there is some aggressive buying, pushing the price up. Okay, so if this market weakness will start to see this price to test back down again, I've set alert here around 20. Probably can look for a setup or something to trade this, for the next run up. Okay, so most likely you can see the 20-day, 50-day are flattening. All right, in conjunction with the 200-day moving average. Okay, so we can look for a possible trade here for it to turn uptrend, in conjunction with what we saw in the China market, the Shanghai market being resilient. Okay, this is Xiaomi. Okay, so following the China market being resilient, okay, is doing a sideways pattern. Okay, consolidation. So I would say this is quite nice. Okay, so you can look at somewhere to trade. You know, if you were to ever break above this area about 27 50, 27, 25 area. Okay, so do watch out for Xiaomi. And the last one we have is Nongfu Spring. Okay, so they deal in beverages, mineral waters and such. Okay, so what they have is mainly after deep sell down, right? We can see that it has so-called um, flattened. No, the selling has so-called flattened. All right, and starting to turn up. So the past 1 week, similarly, like the Geely, right? It has some buying up happening. Okay, so we can watch for this. You know, if you were to trade sideways or something, we can look for a trade for this to invest in this.